How you achievers doing today? Ajay Sidhu here. It's a beautiful frosty day today. I think it's hit about 1 degree, awesome, but it's nice blue skies. Today I want to talk about what I did with the leaders yesterday, what we spoke about progression. I think everyone can benefit in their own ways with this information. You can relate this information to your personal life, or you can relate it to your work. Or if you have a business, you can do it in your business. Or if you're a family, a parent, you can do it. You can relate these ideas to your children or within your children. With our leaders group, we have the best minds that come together and sit down and we discuss openly ideas. It's almost like the round table, King Arthur's and the round table, where we all sit and talk openly and everyone's equal. So the ideas that we spoke about yesterday, there's about 4 or 5 concepts. So the first one was how we train people. How do we train people in our life? Now, when I was talking in the leadership meeting, I was talking about how we train our clients, how we train our children, how do we train our colleagues? How do we train the management team or anyone above us to discuss and talk to us? And we need to look at that across the board. I mean, if you're a parent, you can think about how you're training your children to respond to you. If you are working alongside someone, do you allow people to shout at you, talk to you in a negative way? Or do you promote happiness, positivity? We also have to think about how we talk and allow people to understand what we're saying. So in the context of how do we train people, it's basically how we do things means everything. So if we act in a way where we're positive, we talk to people, we're happy, we're always bubbly and smiley, a lot of people are going to be put off by that. Now, if you can try this as an example, if someone says, good morning, how are you today? And you say, I am outstanding, life is awesome, it's excellent. The person who asked that question's eyebrows are going to go, huh? And in their mind, they're going to think, what is this freak on? What are they taking? And stay away from me. However, if the person responds is, wow, really cool, I'd like to know that. That's the type of people you want in your life. And you're training people to respond in the way that you want them to. So in situations where, for instance, if you're in a work environment and people treat you in a negative way, undermine you, push you away, and you think, why does this always happen to me? It only happens to you because we've trained the people to respond that way. The only way we're going to change it is by changing ourselves, the way we respond. And the way we bring this back to our work is when parents come in, like this is my work, when parents come in, we have to greet them with smiles, happiness, acknowledge them, go over to them. When they bring their children in, we go down to their level, we relate to the children. The parents can see that they're going to be, their children are going to have a fun time. They're going to have someone there when the children get emotional, because all children get emotional. We never block emotions for children. We want the emotions to come out, because every single time a child has an emotional outburst or an event, if we try blocking that in, we're training that child to be emotionless, and we're creating their future to be emotionless. Now, an emotionless world is not a great world. We need those emotions to come out. And so we need the children to be, we need to be able to relate to the children and to let them know what this emotion is. And once we let them know the emotions, they can start training themselves on how to overcome these emotions. So that is one way that we train people, but our customer service, the way we respond to our clients is a big thing. There was one time where I went to a big food chain with my son. I'm not going to name it. I went there and my son was so excited because I said to him that he can have some ice cream, and he wanted the vanilla ice cream, and we sat down, had our food, we ordered the vanilla ice cream, and they brought the ice cream out, and my mistake, I didn't look at the flavor. It wasn't vanilla, it was strawberry, and he grabbed his spoon, dug in, started eating, and then he went, this is not right. This doesn't taste like vanilla. And when I looked at it, I said, oh, it's not vanilla. I said, excuse me, waitress, can you please come over here? This is the wrong order. We didn't order the strawberry. And she said, oh, well, I'm sure you did order the strawberry. And I thought, well, that's not great because clients are usually right. So that was my thinking. And I said, oh, but it's the wrong order and he doesn't really want this vanilla. Well, I can't do anything about it now, can I? Wow. So this waitress who represents this company is training her clients to feel wrong, to feel not that great, and to feel angry when they see her, they see the company, they see the chain. They did not change the ice cream. I had to order another ice cream in pure frustration. I never go to that chain again, and I'd never want to see that person again. But was the company at fault? Maybe because they didn't train that person properly. But if the manager wasn't there, or if that person was a temp they just brought along, that person ruined that experience for me and my son. But not only that, they trained us to talk to others and let them know about that food chain. Now, when I speak to people on a personal basis, I let them know what the company is, but I'm not going to do it here. So that was one point, that was one big point about that, but also on the positive note, how does everyone feel about if you're packing your bags, getting your suitcase ready, your flight is about to leave, and you're jumping on the plane to go to Disney? How has Disney trained us? How has Disney trained us to think and feel about them? We're overjoyed, we're excited, we as adults become children. That's what happens. And they've done that through the experience they give us. They add so much value in our life. When we're there, everyone's smiling, everyone's caring, everyone's knowledgeable, everyone's willing to help, everyone has a servant's heart. The happiest place on earth. So that's where the training aspect, we were having an open discussion. The next idea that led from there was our, it's an idea that we implement in our nursery. It's constant and never-ending improvement and innovation. It's a word that's been taken from the Japanese. It's Kaizen, and Kaizen basically means a continuous change for the better. But the way we implement it is constant and never-ending improvement, or constant and never-ending innovation. So that is something that we do implement, but the only way we can implement that is if we know what we're doing, we're aware of it, and constantly trying to improve it with small changes. If we get stuck in our ways, if we actually get stuck in our ways of doing something and think that's the end, then you're finished. Competition is going to come along, destroy you, make a better system, find a different way of actually doing it, and we're going to be obliterated. Same thing when it comes to our lives. Like I said, you can put these ideas in our lives, in our exercise, in our gym. If we're just doing one workout constantly, never improving the weight, are we going to get big? No. Are we going to have improvement? No. Our body's going to get to a point where we get into the comfort zone. The comfort zone is the death zone. If we're comfortable, we're just stagnated. We need to be in the uncomfortable zone. When we're in the uncomfortable zone, that's where true growth is. And so, taking that idea, we always must test the idea. So any ideas or any procedures that we have within our business or within our lives or even within our systems of doing things, we always need to improve constantly and never get stuck in our ways. Sometimes we feel restricted, because we have parents or we have the government or we have the bank or we have people above us that tells us that we need to do it this way. However, if we feel that there is a way of doing it better, then we should bring this openly into a team meeting. We should discuss it, see how it can be implemented, and then see if it works. If it works, we put it in across the board. If it doesn't work, we change it and see if it works. Change it. Constantly changing to see if it works. Because if we've got an idea of how to improve something, that basically means something we're doing is not the best way. And if anyone knows the life cycle of our industry and our life in a sense, we all know that one way is not the way. There's always another way. And another way might be the better way. We need to remember that and keep that in our minds. Going from there, we discussed the follow the gold. That was the term that we used. Follow the gold. Where the gold is, go there. Why run the opposite way? Excuse me. The only way we're going to be able to follow the gold, find out where the gold is by being knowledgeable, by learning, by constantly improving our learning abilities, by reading, by researching. Because once we know where the gold is, we can walk down that path. We create a map for ourselves to be able to go down to the vein of gold and actually start digging there. There's a quick story about, if you've seen the movie Catch Me If You Can, Leonardo DiCaprio. It's a fantastic movie. But in the movie, they didn't put this actual story in because it's based upon a true story of Frank Abagnale Jr.'s life, I believe it is. And in the actual book, his book, they've written this out. He was in a university or college, and he decided to pretend to be the teacher. And he stood in front of everyone, giving the lectures every single day. And when he finally got caught, the principal asked him, "How did you do that when you haven't even taken the course?" And he smiled to himself and he said, "All I had to do was read one chapter ahead. That's it." So all he had to do was read one chapter ahead. He didn't have to be an expert or have a qualification or be a professional. What he did need to do was just read one chapter ahead. That's how easy it is to be successful. We just need to be one chapter ahead of everyone else to be a leader, because they will start following. But constantly and never ending, we need to be doing that. So I think that's a great story for us to realize that we don't have to know everything. We don't have to get all the books and do all the researches and go through all the courses. All we have to do is do one portion, implement, like execute now, and then move on to the next point, and the next point, and the next point. I am a prime example of someone that would research everything, learn everything, and immerse myself, and then do it again, but in small chunks. But I've learned I don't need to do everything all at once first, just so I can try sinking it in. All I need to do is just study one chapter, and if it means that I need to do it twice, I read that chapter twice and implement. Then the next chapter twice and implement. Next chapter twice and implement. And that is the key to following the gold. But not only that, to speed up the route of finding the gold, you just find someone that's already done it and follow them. Mirror how they've done it. Figure out how they've done it. If there's a company that's been successful, if you're in the real estate business and you've got one chain, follow how Foxtons has done it, the big chains or the big ones. If you're one shop, follow how Tesco's has done it. If you want to expand and grow, that's what you have to do. I mean, in ours, if we want an outstanding, we just have to figure out who's got an outstanding and how did they do it. That's it. And just follow the route. We need to follow in our business the people that has actually got nurseries and outstanding. And that's the gold for us. But in every single business, but even in life, or if you're having troubles if you're having struggles in parenting, for instance. I mean, if you're having struggles in parenting and you don't know the techniques and you don't know what to do, then follow someone that has done it. My wife, she's studied it. She's actually created courses and books on it. Her site is Little Ones Life Skills. That's her company. Follow what she does. Or find someone else. There's loads of books out there. Go on YouTube. We can find someone so easily nowadays, because all we have to do is get our computer out, type in YouTube and get someone, follow someone, or on Facebook, see how they've done it and follow them. The next thing was, we spoke about, the final thing was, I think, teamwork. Now, teamwork is a big thing. There is no success there's no way of getting success by yourself. There is no self-made achiever or self-made millionaire or self-made successful person. There's always a team behind them. Now, team is a really important concept to implement within the business. You need to find the right people and the right team, the colleagues, and anyone that's not going to follow the ethos that you want, a family ethos. There's no way of keeping them. There is absolutely no way of keeping them in the business unless you change your entire business to suit one individual who has their own need, their own selfish need. We coined it, I've actually coined it a me. There's a lot of people out there that's about me. What's in it for me? What's in it for me? What I want things for me. Me. Anyone that is still with me and working alongside me, they're not mimes. They've got hearts of gold. They're all givers. They give and they give. They give so much love to the children. They give so much love to the parents. I actually see, when I walk in there, I see them as guardian angels for the children. But when someone new comes along and thinks they know so much more and becomes a mimi, they don't last. They don't think about the children. They don't think about the parents. They don't think about their colleagues. They don't think about the actual family ethos. that's been created. They don't think about others. And that's where growth will never happen for that person. And I'm saying it straight up because it's the truth. It's the absolute truth. I've been there. I've been in walking down that step of thinking, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? I used to have a mind where it used to be in constant fight zone, thinking that I'm going to be attacked when I walk down the street because of my martial arts and because of my mind. And I used to think of every single scenario that could happen. I used to wear shoes, specific shoes that were light, so I'll be able to kick faster. I used to make sure my clothes are flexible, so I'm able to do things. But it was all about me. Why wasn't I thinking about other people? Once I start thinking and seeing the world as it really is, people that are full of love, people that need us, people that we can add so much value to, people that are crying for help or showing an emotion of love. That's the only two things in this world. Every single communication is a cry for help or a loving communication. If someone is angry and shouting and screaming, all it is a cry for help. But that's where we can have the heart of a servant, and we can serve, and we are in a fantastic place where we can give. But not only do we get the great feeling of giving, once we start giving, a cup that is completely full, when you share it with someone, all of a sudden, your cup, you can pour more into. And then you can share it again and pour more into. If your cup is always constantly full, thinking that this is the correct way, that water is going to stagnate. It's going to become poison. And no new water will ever be able to be put in there. Just a quick concept, but going back to the whole dream, the team, I've got the dream team, the teamwork, there's one statue that I see every single time I drive to my Kingston nursery. It's the Twickenham Stadium. Anyone that knows the Twickenham Stadium, they have a statue in the front. I don't watch rugby myself, but I love passing this statue because when I see this statue, it's basically a ball that's in the air, two guys jumping. One guy is so much higher and he's reaching up and getting the ball, but the person who's actually getting the ball, he's got two other people holding him up. And the one that didn't get the ball is just jumping by himself. And that's such a beautiful symbol. It's a beautiful symbol of what teamwork is. Together, we achieve so much more. And I'm going to finish there because I've got to get to work. So have a great day, add value, and care for each other and give with a servant's heart. I'll see you guys later. Bye.